So I've been thinking about traveling and like how judgmental I used to be about it because I used to always think that like people who were scared to travel or didn't want to travel, like I was like, they're weird. Because like I was taking, it was a few years ago, but I took a bus, a Greyhound bus from Miami to LA. And so I met people on the bus. Obviously, it was a 3 day bus ride. So we were all on there for 3 days together. And I was just like, they were like, oh, I'm taking the bus because, like, I don't want to fly. Like, they had never flown before. And it was just like, I'm scared to fly. And I'm not doing it. And I'm taking a bus. And I just kind of was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But it's really not. Like, I be so judgmental sometimes, but it's really not. Like I had the luxury and the privilege because of the way I grew up of like traveling a lot. And so I had my parents with me through everything. I was assisted through everything. I My first two passports, I didn't get them. My mom got them. So it's just kind of like you had it set up where because you were protected and assisted in that space, you're not scared to do it. But other people didn't have that. And on this recent trip that I've taken, like to Vietnam, then to Indonesia, and then I'm about to go to Thailand. This wasn't an easy trip for me. Like, it was kind of scary because it's so far away. Asia is so far away. Like, this is the flight that I took to get out here. I flew from LA to the Philippines and then from the Philippines to Vietnam. It was not a quick flight, that was a long flight. And it was scary. Like, I'm stepping into a whole new world because it's my first time in Asia. And I don't know how Asia gets down. I don't know how this place operates. I don't know. This is solo. I'm not traveling with anybody. And yeah, so it was scary. And like somebody else could look at me and be like, "Oh my God, what a you know, insert word here." But traveling, it really is a faith thing, and I just didn't realize it until this trip. Like when I went to study abroad in France, that was a faith thing, 100%. I was actually terrified for that because that was a brand new experience. I didn't have any support with that. Outside of my program, I didn't have support with that. That was something that I chose to do by myself, and I was so scared because I had to get a visa for it, obviously. And I was like, I delayed getting my visa for so long because I was just like scared I was gonna get rejected. I was like, they're not gonna give me this visa. Like, they're not gonna give it to me. And then I went, and then the process is scary because when you apply for your visa, like you know, I can't remember if it's like a residency visa or like a study visa, but when you apply for it, they take your passport. They take your passport and then they send it to DC and then they send it back to you. So then I'm like, oh my God, that's even scarier because I have my passport and now they're about to take my passport. And then what if they do something? I was just freaking out about applying for a visa for the first time by myself. But if I was going to study abroad, I had to do it. So I went, I did it, and got approved, obviously. And I was able to stay in France for 6 months straight legally. So you know, every I understand now, like the I don't know, just the I just understand now the faith behind really stepping out and traveling to a new world because you are stepping into the unknown when you travel, or it might not be an unknown world because I'd already been to France before, but it's just like the unknown variables of staying. There's a difference between staying in France for a week versus staying for 6 months. That's a whole different thing. So I just understand the faith that it takes to do it. Um, the like facing your fear part of it. Like it's like you're scared, but it's like I'm gonna do it anyways. And I think that's the most beautiful part of it because, like, when I went to France, for instance, I grew so much. I didn't have a choice because I was facing new things and a new culture and having to learn a new language. That's another thing about faith and traveling because when I was in France, I remember I was so scared. Like when I first got there, I was like, these French people are going to judge me and my French and how I sound and how I enunciate. But then it was like, girl, if you want to eat, you have to go to the grocery store and buy your groceries. You're going to have to speak to these people in French. If you want to get your school supplies, you're going to have to go to the store and talk to these people in French. And so, and then, the crazy part about that is that was my fear when I first got there. And then, like, I want to say, I got there in September. By like December, that wasn't even a thing. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it because it's like you just have to do it. Like, you're in a position where you just have to do it. You don't have no choice. And so once you do it, I guess it just builds up your confidence and it like literally the fear of it didn't stay the whole time I was there. By December, it was gone because it's just like you have to do it. And I did it and it was fine. They understood me. Side note, a lot of people in France speak French. So I'm sorry, speak English. So I had to tell them sometimes to like speak English or speak French so that I could practice. I remember I had to go to the doctor's office at some point later in my trip, and by that time I didn't even think about it. I was like, whatever, I gotta go to the doctor's office, we're gonna figure it out. And we did. I didn't pull out Google Translate or nothing while I was talking to the doctor. I spoke to him in French, he understood me, and I got what I needed. So, yeah, it's just really worth it to, I think, face your fear and to step out. Like, I understand the fear, but I guess for me, letting it stop you, it's just not worth it. Because on the other side of that, you grow so much and you experience so much beauty and you can heal a lot because when I went to France, I didn't go to France to heal, but then when I got there, I kind of had no choice. God was like, you're about to heal because you're in a safe place now, so watch this. So there's so many beautiful things, on the other side of your fear and just facing it and being like, I'm terrified, like really terrified. I got this bad anxiety, but I'm gonna go anyways. And I don't regret this. Like, I don't regret coming to Asia at all. And then I'm lucky because even though this was very impromptu, I actually came at a really, really good time. That's the other beautiful thing about it. So, I don't know. I just, I'm so aware and understanding now of just, even those people that were on the bus for 3 days going to a brand new place, because I think it was all of their first time in California. It's like, okay, maybe they didn't get there on an airplane, but they stepped out and okay, if they took a baby step by taking the bus to California versus an airplane, it's still a step. They're still taking a step to do something to improve their lives or to see something new. Because usually when somebody is moving from one place to another, the point is to improve their life. It's not like it's just, for shits and giggles. So I really respect that. And traveling, it just requires like this desire to just go and you'll figure it out when you get there. And then the crazy part is, it usually always works out. Like, it works out, and even if there's some horror stories in there, which I have, it's like they're just part of the collection of stories. So, oh well, and I still survived, and I still got over it, and I still am okay. So, yeah, definitely a faith walk, definitely worth it.